Imagine a motorcycle that can conquer highways, mountains, and dirt trails with the same confidence. A machine that blends the soul of an adventure bike with the comfort of a grand tourer, built for those who crave freedom beyond the horizon. Today, we're talking about a legendary name that stood tall in Honda's adventure lineup, the Honda Varadero. This isn't just another dual sport bike. It's a story of endurance, power, and timeless Honda engineering. Welcome back to Bikereview Max, your ultimate destination for motorcycle reviews, comparisons, and stories that keep the biker spirit alive. In this episode, we're diving deep into one of Honda's most underrated yet remarkable adventure tourers, the Honda Varadero. We'll explore its design, performance, features, range, and price, along with how it stacks up against its competitors in the adventure touring world. So buckle up and get ready to relive the essence of a true adventure icon. At first glance, the Honda Varadero looks imposing, muscular, and ready for battle. Its design screams adventure, from the high front fairing and tall windscreen to the wide handlebars and rugged body panels. The large fuel tank and tall stance give it that unmistakable long-distance touring silhouette, similar to what you'd expect from a BMW GS or Triumph Tiger. The Varadero was introduced in the late 1990s, inspired by the Africa Twins' legendary adventure DNA. Honda designed it to handle long-distance rides with unmatched comfort. The fairing provided excellent wind protection, while the ergonomics were crafted for upright seating, giving riders control and visibility over all terrains. The build quality, as expected from Honda, was rock solid. Everything from the switchgear to the seat felt built to last. Now let's talk about what powers this beast. The Varadero came equipped with a 996cc liquid-cooled 4-stroke 90-degree V-twin engine, the same engine that powered the Honda VTR 1000 Firestorm, though tuned for smoother and more manageable power delivery. This powerhouse produced around 95 horsepower at 8,000 RPM and 98 Nm of torque at 6,000 RPM. This setup gave the Varadero a refined yet thrilling performance. The throttle response was smooth, and the power delivery was linear, perfect for long-distance riding and overtaking on highways. Despite being a heavy machine weighing in at around 270 kilograms wet, it handled beautifully, thanks to Honda's perfectly balanced chassis and advanced suspension setup. The 6-speed gearbox was slick and predictable, and riders often praised how effortlessly the Varadero could cruise at high speeds. With a top speed of around 220 kilometers per hour, 136 mph, it wasn't just an adventure tourer, it was a highway rocket with an explorer's heart. One of the Varadero's biggest strengths has always been comfort. Whether you're doing a 100-kilometer morning ride or crossing an entire continent, this motorcycle keeps you comfortable and confident. The seat is wide and well padded, offering support for both the rider and passenger. The high windscreen effectively deflects wind blast, and the upright handlebar position reduces fatigue even after hours on the road. The long travel suspension, featuring 43mm telescopic front forks and a ProLink adjustable rear shock, soaked up bumps, potholes, and gravel tracks with ease. The braking system was powerful and progressive, with dual 296mm discs up front and a single 256mm disc at the rear. Later models even came with Honda's combined ABS system, adding another layer of safety, a big plus for touring enthusiasts. When it came to luggage capacity, the Varadero was designed with touring in mind. With optional panniers, a top box, and multiple mounting points, riders could easily transform it into a long-haul adventure companion. Fuel economy has always been an important factor for adventure riders, and the Varadero performed well for its size and power. With a 25-liter fuel tank, riders could expect a range of around 350 to 400 kilometers on a single fill, depending on riding style and conditions. That range made it an excellent choice for those who loved cross-country rides, fewer fuel stops, and more time chasing horizons. Even though it wasn't the most fuel-efficient V-twin out there, The Varadero made up for it with reliability and comfort that few bikes could match. For its time, the Varadero offered impressive technology. It featured Honda's electronic fuel injection, PGM-FI system in later models, improving throttle response and efficiency. The instrument cluster was simple yet functional, featuring analog dials for speed and revs, along with a digital display for trip info and fuel. While it didn't come with fancy rider aids like traction control or ride modes, which are now standard in modern adventure bikes, the Varadero offered what truly mattered: mechanical dependability and long-term durability. It was a motorcycle you could trust in any condition, from wet city roads to desert highways. The Varadero wasn't meant to be a hardcore off-roader, but it was incredibly capable on gravel and dirt tracks. Thanks to its balanced chassis, long wheelbase, and predictable handling, riders found it stable and reassuring even on uneven surfaces. On highways, it was a dream. Smooth, composed, and solid as a rock. The suspension tuning and weight distribution gave it a planted feel even at high speeds. Cornering wasn't as sharp as sport touring bikes, but it was agile enough to handle twisty mountain roads with grace. When it first launched, the Honda Varadero was positioned as a premium adventure touring motorcycle. Prices varied by market, but it generally sat in the same bracket as BMW's R1150 GS and Suzuki's V-Strom 1000. Today, on the used market, a well-maintained Varadero can be found at very reasonable prices, offering tremendous value for riders looking for a dependable, big-capacity tourer without the sky-high costs of modern adventure bikes. Let's see how it compared to rivals of its era. The BMW R1150 GS had a stronger off-road reputation and a more iconic status, but the Varadero offered better on-road comfort and smoother power delivery. The Suzuki V-Strom 1000 was lighter and slightly more affordable, yet the Honda outclassed it in build quality and reliability. The Varadero's biggest edge was its bulletproof reliability, a signature Honda trait. While other adventure bikes sometimes required constant maintenance, the Varadero was a ride-and-forget type of machine. Riders often reported clocking over 100,000 kilometers without major issues, a true testament to Honda's engineering. Though Honda discontinued the Varadero, its spirit lives on in modern adventure machines like the Honda Africa Twin and NT1100. It laid the foundation for Honda's touring DNA, comfortable, capable, and unstoppable. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of Honda's most underrated touring machines, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Bikereview Max for more detailed motorcycle reviews, comparisons, and stories from the world of two wheels.